Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Soy Lamin y bienvenidos a Afro Spanish. I know that the irregular verbs can be a pain in the neck, but guess what? It doesn't have to be. Now, unlike the regular verbs, the irregular verbs don't have a formula when it comes to conjugating them in the present tense, which means you will have to work just a little harder. But like always, I will show you how to turn the irregular verbs from being difficult to understand to being easy to understand. But the first thing you need to do is to put the irregular verbs into two categories. The first category is called the Yo-irregular verbs, and the second category is called the stem-changing irregular verbs. And the second thing that you need to do is to get a notebook. Yes, a notebook. And write down on one side the Yo-irregular verbs, and on the other side, write down the stem-changing irregular verbs. And every time that you come across an irregular verb, find out which one is it, and then put it down in the notebook. And the third thing that you need to do, which I don't have to tell you because I think you already know, but I will tell you anyway, is to study the notebook from time to time. And like that, you'll become even more confident with the irregular verbs. Now, to make things easier for you, I'm going to give you the conjugation of the 10 most common irregular verbs and the 10 most common stem-changing irregular verbs in the present tense. But on this lesson, we are going to be doing the irregular verbs, and next time we are going to be doing the stem-changing irregular verbs, because I don't want you to be overwhelmed with too much information at one time. Now, when it comes to irregular verbs, the only difference between the conjugation of these irregular verbs and the regular verbs in the present tense is the and that's why it is called the irregular verbs. As you can see on my right side, I have the formula of the endings of the regular verbs in the present tense, so that you can see the difference between the two verbs. Let us begin with the first one. Hacer, yo, hago, tú, haces, usted, él o ella, hace, nosotros o nosotras, hacemos, ustedes, ellos o ellas, hacen. Poner, yo pongo, tú pones, usted, él o ella pone, nosotros o nosotras ponemos, ustedes, ellos o ellas ponen. Dar, yo doy, tú das, usted, él o ella da, nosotros o nosotras damos, ustedes, ellos o ellas dan. Saber, yo sé, tú sabes, usted, él o ella sabe, nosotros, nosotras sabemos, ustedes, ellos o ellas saben. Ver, yo veo, tú ves, usted, él o ella ve, nosotros o nosotras vemos, ustedes, ellos o ellas ven. Conocer, yo conozco, tú conoces, usted, él o ella conoce, nosotros o nosotras conocemos, ustedes, ellos o ellas conocen. Salir, yo salgo, tú sales, usted, él o ella sale, nosotros o nosotras salimos, ustedes, ellos o ellas salen. Traer, yo traigo, tú traes, usted, él o ella trae, nosotros o nosotras traemos, ustedes, ellos o ellas traen, caer, yo caigo, tú caes, usted, él o ella cae, nosotros o nosotras caemos, ustedes, ellos o ellas caen, caber, yo quepo, tú cabes, usted, él o ella cabe, nosotros o nosotras cabemos, ustedes, ellos o ellas caben. Now, when it comes to these irregular verbs in the present tense, the yo form is the only difference. The other forms are conjugated like a regular verb. Homework, tell me, what kind of irregular verb a star is? Is it a yo irregular verb or a stem changing irregular verb? Find out the answer and put it down in the comment. And as always, thank you so much for subscribing and supporting this channel. And thank you so much for watching. Muchas gracias y nos vemos.